Hello everyone and welcome back to your piano lesson. If you are here for the first time, I am Gianluca Fronda, your virtual piano teacher. If you want to discover interesting facts about me, you can watch the introduction video of this channel. I'm leaving the link in the description of this video, where you will find also the link for my artistic channel, Gianluca Fronda, pianist and composer, if you're interested in original music and covers. Talking about this channel, don't forget to subscribe and let me know about yourself by commenting. Tell me when you have started, if you're finding my channel interesting and you're improving your skills also thanks to my videos. And don't forget also to share with your friends if there is anybody interested in piano music, anybody that you know. So now time to go to our lesson. Today is time for me to talk about tribal dance and the preparatory exercise on page 24 and 25 of John Thompson's Easiest Piano Course Part 3. This is a very challenging piece if you are really willing to study well and to learn how to consider and how to reproduce correctly the dynamics. Look, you go from forte to pianissimo, so the range is definitely big, is wide. Luckily, it has been made in a way that is gradual. I mean, you start with a mezzo piano, there is the accent at the beginning of each bar, so you start mezzo piano, then you raise to mezzo forte, then you carry on, then to forte, and then step by step you start lowering the dynamics. First to mezzo forte, then mezzo piano, and then at the end pianissimo. And mind the last note one octave lower. The C, that according to the music sheet, without the octave sign, should be exactly here, the one on the left side of the middle C. But since there is the octave sign, we have to go one octave lower. Is this one. If you observe carefully the left hand, you will notice that it's very easy. You have C and G for the whole first line. Then here you have C and A flat. So you have to simply move a little bit the thumb from the G to the A flat. Then you carry on, also for one more bar, back to the C and G that you had at the beginning. C and A flat, C and G, C and A flat, C and G, C and A flat, C and G. Here we are. This is the left hand. These are the two patterns. C and G and C and A flat. Very easy. I keep saying that the only problem, big problem I should also say, is the dynamic. That is very, the range, dynamical range is very, very wide, big. Okay? As usual, I want to play first, then we will talk about the preparatory exercise, yeah? As well. I will play now quite fast, because allegro is definitely a fast tempo. So before proceeding to the performance, I have decided to make a big change. This is a recording that I have made straight after the first one, where I've explained already many things, yeah? So the reason is this. First of all, I have decided to let you use 1/4 constantly in the left hand, because I have noticed after so many years now teaching these tribal dance that if you if you want to play it faster, it's really likely that you touch other keys, like for example the B together, and it's much better the fourth. It's much more stable. You are also at a level when you have understood finally that the hand doesn't have to stay in this very relaxed and stable position. So we have learned how to move the hand. You can definitely finally play G with the thumb and C with the fourth, letting the little finger out. It's not a problem. Will help you empowering even more the strength. And will help you definitely giving this accent that is needed at the beginning of each bar. Then, a very interesting decision. I have decided to let you play the G here, the C here. I mean, the last, the note at the end of each phrase, the note, the right hand note, the only right hand note with the accent. I have decided to let you play it 1 and 2 at once. In this way, the sound is definitely strong, Because with the thumb, using simply the thumb, it's really likely that the sound is almost identical to the previous one, here, wherever it is. This is the big change. Here, obviously, this is valid only if you have either a grand piano or a very advanced, very good quality digital piano, for example, like this one, that has 3 pedals. And I am suggesting you to use the left pedal, the una corda, the soft pedal, let's say, yeah? When you push it down, is the left pedal, I repeat, when you push it down, the sound becomes even softer, yeah? So not only you will help yourself with your fingers, but you, if you can, only if you can, yeah, don't get me wrong, if you have it and if you can, try to use also this pedal. Will enrich even more the sound, will differentiate more, will enlarge the dynamical range, and that might definitely turn useful. Now, straight to the performance, the fast performance. I am playing at 158, that is the last possible potential allegro that today we can get on these digital pianos. Could be even 152, yeah? On the traditional ones, as far as I remember, and the traditional metronomes. Now it's time to play it slower. And this is a tribal dance played at slow speed at 80. I don't know if you have noticed that when I have to give the accent at the beginning of each bar, I raise, so I lift the hand, I raise the hand, and then, so the run is higher. In this way I help myself. Try this action many times, and also the move from the thumb on the G to the thumb on the A flat. It is a challenging one. So, to everybody, I definitely invite you to study this one well, because if you want to play correctly, exactly in the way it should be played, with this boom, ta, 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 boom, ta, ta, ta. On the left, you have to spend a lot of time trying to avoid as much as you can to give some accent on the right. I understand that it's human. The tendency of giving the accent also to the right when it's not supposed to be is normal. It's definitely normal, I can understand. Luckily, sometimes there is the accent also on the right. Let's look 1 second at the music sheet. As you see, here you shouldn't, but don't worry if you give. Also here, but here there is. So on the 4th bar of each phrase, even though we don't have any phrase mark, but consider this as a big phrase. This one has a big phrase, and indeed there is the accent at the end. This one is another big phrase, accent at the end. Another big phrase, accent at the end. Small phrase, but this time without the accent on the right. And longer phrase at the end. One very interesting aspect of this piece is that, pay attention to me, it's quite complicated what I'm going to tell you. If you analyze these 4 notes, let's say 5 notes, yeah? And these 5 notes, you will notice that these ones are exactly the same. D crotchet, D minim, twice. Then you have F crotchet here, F minim here. E flat crotchet, E flat minim, and middle C, that is a minim here. Here is a semi-breve tied to a crotchet at the end. So the notes are identical. Is a very interesting technique, composition technique that you will maybe discover in the future. But is maybe could be interesting for you. Gives you even more, help you feeling even more the whole passage at the end. Regarding the position of the hands, here the position of the hand is the one having the thumb on the G, obviously 4th on the C because it's the first note that you play, and the little finger on the D. Then you simply move at the beginning of the 2nd page to the closest position to the left. That is a position we might consider even position Thompson part 1, simply with the 3rd finger on the E flat. This is the position of Thompson part 1, but simply having the 3rd finger on the E flat. You see, they have in common the top note. That here was the lowest, here now is the top note. It's quite interesting, yeah? So you go back here to the 1st position, here back to the position that you have used at the beginning of the 2nd page. Here you are using the same position you have here, and you keep it up to the end, simply using a different note, now D, F, E flat, and C. I want to play for you now the preparatory exercise. First of all, at higher speed. Study this one before studying tribal dance. It's very, very useful, and we will talk about a few things straight after I play. I want to play now slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest and. In case it was too fast, slightly slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 3 and rest and. Now, I want to tell you a few things related to how to prepare these change of hand position, even though it shouldn't be a big problem. You see that the last of this block is the first of the following. Last of this block, first of the following. So, repeat several times this change. So, more you repeat it, better it is. Luckily, you start from the same position that you have here. You reach the D, but then you start from the C, going to the D, same left hand. And then here, how can you solve this big jump? Obviously, same technique. Be simply advised that the first note of the following block is 1 step lower. G, F, G, F, as you can see. Let's try to see. So, you are coming now from this block, yeah, that is... Luckily you have 1 count of rest, full count of rest, and then you place the 4th of the right on the F and the 2nd of the left here. You can use the G, for example, as a reference point, because look, if you do and then the thumb and the little finger, thumb of the left and little finger of the right, will be on the G. So can definitely maybe be easier. If you find complicated reaching the F with second and fourth immediately, simply consider that anyways you are exchanging finger on the G. Here we are. You see, many times, as much as you need, as we did before. And then automatically you have these. And then you will do, instead of touching, of playing the G, you can do ti-ta, ta-ta, ta-ta. So instead of one preparatory exercise, you need an extra preparatory exercise to improve this big passage. So this is all I can tell you today about this very complicated piece. So I invite you to study, to spend lots of time. I don't think that in 1 week you will be able to master very well this one. Then, if you spend lots of time, if you 1 hour every day studying very well, you can definitely make it in one week. It depends which one is your level, which ones are your skills. It depends. If there is any question, feel free to comment to let me know how it's going. And if it's the first time that you're landing on this channel thanks to this video, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for today and see you in the next video. Bye.